Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Danny and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Danny's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give any correction that you might need to give, and the only correction that we use here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Danny's going to come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, Danny is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and included in that exercise is an automatic sit, and the command is Danny, heel.
Danny, heel.
Now, at this point, Danny has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg when walking, not forging ahead or dragging you down the street, staying with you in spite of distraction. And believe me, we have a ton of distractions around here. If you hear a dog barking at our fence, it's our neighbor's dog. He provides distraction at no charge. Nice automatic sit, so when you're walking and you stop to cross traffic, stop to talk to someone, he should be sitting calmly at your left, waiting for his next command. He's a very soft dog on evaluation. He likes to please, and he doesn't like to be corrected. The next exercise is the stay. He was going to demonstrate a different command for you. This is the sit-stay. The sit-stay when you're practicing at home is for 1 minute, working up to 3 minutes, and this helps to develop self-control and maturity and focus, just like with children. When Rich returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him, and Danny should remain seated until Rich gets all the way back around to where they started. He gives him a hug for praise, and they take off heeling again. So I do recommend that you practice indoors as well as outdoors with him, because anywhere that you practice with him is where you're going to get this good behavior. Very smart boy, very pleasant disposition. Nice automatic sit. He tries to lay down. He loves the down command. A lot of these big kids do. And he's allowed to do that, but it's when he's told. Now this time, instead of returning all the way back around to him as we did before, Rich is going to call him, and this exercise is called the recall. He uses his name. He talks him in, tells him he's a good boy, and when he gets to you, he should sit. And I know you like to dance with him and all of that, but we're teaching him proper obedience, which is when you come to someone, unless you're invited, you sit. He's allowed a dog to come at someone and jump on them. And even though we know he's sweet and harmless, it can be intimidating to people. And there's the neighbor dog. Right on cue.
Danny, come. Good boy.
Rich talks to him, has him come right in front and sits. And with our giant breeds, they're a little bit slower on their sits than a more military dog, but he does a great job for a youngster. So you should be able to walk this big boy with lots of distractions and not have any problem. Now with your dog seated at your left at heel position, this is your down from a heel. You take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. This is a great exercise for developing self-control, and you should practice it in your home. Start out at about 1.5 minutes, work up to 5 minutes at about 10 seconds a day. He walks all the way back around him. He remained lying down, which was what he was supposed to do, until Rich gave him his next command. And And we're going to demonstrate that down from a heel position again for you. Always have your dog seated before you give him the down command. It's a great picture of him just lying there. This is your long down stay on leash. And we'll get into off leash as you get some practice with him and he gets a little older. This time Rich will call him out of that exercise. Comes in and sits. Good job, buddy. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is his down from a distance. Danny, like most large giant breeds, enjoy the down better than the sit. It's just easier on them and they're more comfortable. So Rich leaves him in a sit stay. Walks out to the end of his training leash and faces Danny.
Down. Down.
Now you saw him lose focus there for a minute. There was a bug or something, so Rich had to repeat it. When you see a dog throw their hips out like that to one side and get really comfortable, chances are he would hold that down for you for quite a long time. He's not in that cat-like position. Now we have demonstrated for you his heeling, his automatic sits, his stays, his down from a heel, down from a distance, recall. These are the exercises that we're going to start off with you working with Danny at home. He's a terrific dog. You made a great choice. He's sweet, he's even-tempered, he's eager to please. We've really enjoyed having him, and we look forward to meeting with you, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.